How come you chose to take the place of our coach for the national team?
Yeah, I didn't hear a lot, about I just knew there were other candidates, and I just when I found out about it, at the moment I was available. I was here in Europe, and it sounded like not only an interesting opportunity, but a good opportunity to get back into coaching and to coach in a significant event. So I just waited till I heard, and it's as things went on, I guess they showed enough confidence in me that they offered me the position.
Now, do you know who the assistant will be? Did they tell you anything? Will you choose them? They be probably from Slovenia?
Yeah, they'll be from Slovenia, and I'm going to actually meet with them in the next couple of days here, a couple of candidates, and then we'll make that decision. But I think it's going to be important, obviously, that somebody that knows the league and knows the culture of the players.
Yeah. Did they tell you? Maybe do you know their names? Who are the candidates for the assistant job?
They may have. I don't remember the names right now. I haven't met them, so I have to work on the names when I get a chance to meet them.
Okay. Then selecting the candidates for the national team, who will you talk to? Maybe it's easier because we have two main teams in Slovenia.
Yep.
Some players in foreign countries. How will you get the information?
Yeah, well, I've gotten a pretty good idea who the group is going to be, and I know there's a few in France and maybe one in North America, not Kopitar, of course, but another one playing minors. But we're going to try to contact those people and see who that group is going to be. I imagine there's a number of players that have played on the national team. They played in the World Championship. I'm not going to have time to evaluate every Slovene player and say, okay, then now we're making changes here. So it's going to be a little bit of maybe a lot of the information I get from my assistants and other people involved in the Ice Hockey Federation to help me make those decisions, and then we'll try to put the team together from there.
Okay. What can you do before you leave to Hanover? What's your plan?
Well, I'm going to, first of all, I've done some research on some names and some finding where players are playing. I've also want to watch some games to see how the players play. And I think after I do that, then it'll be a time to start putting together a strategy, like how we're going to approach this. It's a short tournament. I mean, it's 4 days, it's 3 games. One thing I think I don't want to do is try to put so much stuff in that we become paralyzed because we have so much information. I think in a situation like this, like less is almost more. If you do less and you do those things really well, then we're just going to have to trust our ability to play the game and to be successful.
Okay, did you do any research on other teams that will be playing in this tournament?
Well, I've got their rosters. I've looked up and seen their results. I've been in Germany a couple of times this year. My son plays there, so I've had a chance to see German teams play and kind of find out. I remember not thinking at the time that I might be coaching against them, but trying to decide or look at to see who the good German players are. So that's something I think, again, in these next couple of weeks, I have some coaching friends, in Germany and stuff that I would like to call and say, hey, what can you tell me about this team? And I have some friends in Austria here what can you tell me or what do you think, or how will the Austrians play? So try to find a little bit of information, but it's going to be minimal.
As a coach, what do you prefer? Which style of the game do you prefer, and what will you do in practice?
Yeah.
What will be the main focus?
Well, I think first of all, I mean, I like having a team play up tempo. I think it's an entertaining game. I mean, we want to be active. We want to be able to skate, and we want to be able to move. And I think players like playing in a more up tempo game. And I think it's easier to have your team back off after you've started hard than it is to be conservative and then tell your team to get going. Secondly, we're going to have to play great defense, and that starts from the goal out. I know we have an outstanding goalie in Robert Kristan, And he's going to have to play well for us to be successful. No team has ever been successful without good goaltending. So we're going to play good defense, and so those couple of things, as well as other things, the things of playing with confidence and with courage and with pride in what you're doing. And I think if we kind of put some of those things together, that we'll have a successful week.
Will you be able to motivate the guys? Maybe that's the main thing that they have to start thinking about more. Do you think you have that power to do that?
Well, I hope so. I think that's a big part of a coach's job in any sport, at any level, is to motivate his players. And there's some players that are always motivated on their own. And I think if you're a coach that does motivate players, I don't think you affect their motivation, but you can affect those people that need that motivation. So it's always been a big part of my coaching philosophy, and hopefully some of the players, if the players feel they need that they'll respond.
Yeah. Most of your coaching career, you did it in North America. Now you came to Europe. How is it different? Like maybe the team now you'll have the older guys. You had students.
Yeah.
How will you change? Maybe will you change your work
Yeah, I think I have. I think I have a little bit. I think that being older players, they have more of an understanding of the game, and they like to think they have a more understanding of the game. So it's probably less teaching, and it's probably more managing those players and convincing them that if we can, that they may have done things a certain way, but there's also other ways to do things, and it's doing that management of the players that I think has been the big change for me. Younger players, you can tell them to run through the wall, and they'll run through the wall. Older players, you tell them to run through the wall, they'll go, well, you go first, or what's on the other side, or what's that wall made of? They have questions, So that's the thing that I've had to adjust to. But it's you can't do it unless you're here. So I'm thankful that I've had this opportunity.
Okay. I heard you mention Andrzej Kopitar. You know him?
Well, I've watched him play a lot of times. He's an outstanding player, and he's certainly someone that the Slovenes can look up to and be proud to, the aspiring hockey players. But I have not met him, but I've certainly seen him play.
He's not gonna come, right? It's for the Olympics qualifications. Would it be better if he was here?
Well, no question. I mean, I would love to have him make my job easier, to have Andrzej here, but that's almost next to impossible to do, and I think other teams have that same situation. So, I hope maybe we can, get in touch with him. That hopefully maybe he could send a message to the team and wish us luck, and I think that would mean a lot to our players.
Last year, the Canada 100 years. Were you at the World Championship? Did you see any games? Maybe Slovenian team?
No, I was not at the World Championships. I was. I'm trying to remember, because there was a possibility of going up there, and I couldn't get there for some other commitment I had. But I saw a few of the games on television. I didn't see the Slovene-Canada game, but I saw a couple of them, and I'm certainly played in World Championships myself, and hopefully I'll be over here this spring, and possibly with the U.S. team in the World Championships in Bern.
Will you look at the tapes from the before this World Championships, or anything that might help you see even more into our team? Yeah,
I've asked for those. They're going to try to find some and see if some of the other coaches had those tapes, because I would like to see a couple of games, and just kind of see how they played and what they did and how they approached things. So it would be beneficial to me, and I'm hoping to get some of those.
I would like to go back into the past.
Okay.
You made in 1980 and quite a story that was even selected for the best story of the 100 years of IIHF.
Yeah.
How are those memories for you?
Well, they're great. I mean, it's just like this. It's something in 28 years now that has never been stopped talking about. So it's like it stays fresh in your mind, and it's great memories. It's people ask me what was the greatest part of those Olympics, and I say it's hard to take any one thing out of it. It was the whole 2-week period, and it's something that I'll forever be thankful for, that I had that opportunity, that I had a chance to play not only in Olympic Games, but to win a gold medal in that type of fashion. It was the thrill of my life.
Are you still in contact with the other guys from the team?
Yeah, our team is really close. I mean, we get together not almost every summer, but we've had a lot of, golf get-togethers where a bunch of us will fly together, and there's still things we do as a team. We get invited to make appearances, and you can see almost, certainly up to, like there's been between 16 and 20 guys every time we do that. So, and I talk to a lot of guys on the telephone too. Mike Eruzione is a very good friend of mine. We probably talk every 2 weeks. Not as much since I've been over here in Europe, but throughout the other part of the year. So, and I see a lot of the guys in Minnesota. We had a lot of Minnesotans on the team. So we've not lost contact. We're like a bunch of brothers, and so it's good to get together and rehash old stories.